This is Tom Brady back for lesson 7. The search begins, searching. And I've given up on not saying all right. Apparently, I have to say it. So you're going to hear that. Lesson 7, searching, a little better than forms, which is boring but important. All right. So when you start searching, you can start your search online. When you find your agent, if you give your agent your budget, your wants versus needs list, and your areas, they can set you up to receive any new listings or current listings that meet your criteria. All right. When I say budget, you should know what your monthly comfortable number is paying, because then you have to figure in taxes, flood insurance, maybe village taxes. If it has electric heat, that's going to be more. So you want to be comfortable monthly, and then you can work backwards to get the purchase price, because taxes vary greatly. Also, you could have 7,000 in one area, 10,000 a few blocks away. So you want to figure all that in. All right. So if you give your agent the budget, wants versus needs, the areas, then they can set you up to automatically receive everything that fits it. All right. If you want to go to open houses, just hand in your agent's card when you're viewing them. And when you go to the open house, or if you have a private showing with your agent, pay particular attention to roof, windows, foundation, heating, what kind of heating and what condition it's in, the electric, how many amps are in the house, plumbing. If it has an underground oil tank, I would try and stay away from that if you can. After all the houses are going to blur together, so try and take some notes each house that you visit. After you see a lot of houses, you're going to get a little exhausted. So if you have good notes, you'd end up seeing the same houses again, or you know which ones you liked and which ones you don't. You could use a scoring system, which the PDF goes into a little further. Say you put an offer on a house that you love, you can get accepted, rejected, or they can counter. All right. A lot of times what they'll do in multiple offer situations is ask for your last best offer. And we'll go over it more in offers, but try not to get too down if your offer gets rejected. You know, some people have more motivations to buy things. If their mother lives on the same block, maybe they're going to pay more. So the market value to them is more than what it is to you. If you just average motivation, you're going to pay market value. But if you have an extra motivation, then your market value, or the value that it is to you, can be more. And that person isn't overpaying. It's just more valuable to them for personal reasons. So if you get beat out on some houses, your offers get rejected, try not to get down. There'll be more houses out there. Keep in mind that good houses move quick. Everybody's looking at the same stuff you are. So they'll be gone pretty quick, so you can't really wait too long to get out there and see them. You can't wait too long to get an offer on them, especially if they have all your needs. If they have all your needs and a few of your wants, you might want to jump on it. All right. As far as foreclosures, everybody thinks that they're a great deal, but they're not. A lot of times they get bid over asking. And if you do a foreclosure, you'll probably need to do a rehabilitation loan, which the interest rate can be a little higher. A rehabilitation loan, you can combine the cost of the property plus the cost of rehabbing it, as long as the total cost doesn't exceed the market value after repairs. All right, short sales are really not good for home buyers. They're good for investors. A lot of short sales are never going to close. They're going to get foreclosed. So if you put in an offer on a short sale, you might have to wait a year to get an answer from the bank. And a lot of times they'll just counter. But if you're gone already, then the agent will have what we call a pre-approved short sale, so they'll know the number the bank is going to take. But before someone gets into contract on a short sale, the bank usually won't give a number out. So a lot of times an agent will list a short sale at a very low price, not even expecting it to sell, but hoping it gets into contract. The bank will give them a number, and then they have a pre-approved short sale, which could actually sell. If you're looking for bargains, estate sales might be the best avenue rather than foreclosures or short sales. Estate sales tend to need updating, but they usually function. And a lot of times they want to get rid of them fairly quickly so you can get a good deal. You just have to use your imagination, because a lot of times they're very outdated. All right. Photos online can be misleading. Make sure you check the square footage. Sometimes you'll see a house that looks big. It's 1,000 square feet and your family of 4. It's not really going to work usually. All right. The best time to buy is when you're ready to buy. People will tell you, oh, look, in the spring and the summer, there's more listings. There are more listings, but there's also more competition. There's more buyers. Fall, winter, there's less buyers, and the sellers tend to be more motivated because they have to sell in a lot of cases. So the best time to buy is when you're ready to buy. All right. When you see a listing with 200 days in the market, 250 days in the market, there's something wrong with that listing. And your agent knows it usually. But a lot of times you're wasting your time seeing a property that's been on the market for a long time with no price drops. There's a reason people aren't buying them. All right. A lot of times, if you have a growing family, try and buy a house that's bigger than your current needs. Because if you buy and then in 2 years you outgrow it and the market's down, you might not be able to upgrade, and then you have to put kids in closets and such. So try and buy a bigger house than your current needs if your family's growing. If you're in the opposite way like me, you're downsizing, then it doesn't really apply. All right. So there's the open house. Like I said, just if you go to open houses, bring your agent's card, hand that in to the agent doing the open house, and they shouldn't ask you to sign in or anything. Private showings with your agent or better, your agent can take their time and go over it with you more. All right, and that's pretty much what we have on this. A lot of people get exhausted with the home search. So if you have your budget correct, your wants and needs correct, your areas down, it should lead to less exhaustion because you're looking at houses that are all potentially what you want. A lot of people get exhausted because they're looking all over the map, looking at 2 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, 1 bath, 3 baths. That's, to me, how you really get exhausted quickly. If you just limit your search to what you might actually want to buy, I think you'll have a lot better results, and your mental fitness will stay a little keener. All right, Tom Brady, lesson 7, searching, more fun. And we'll go on to lesson 8.